What's up everybody, my name is Timo and today we're going to talk about how to find your ideal client. You can substitute this one for customer depending on what you're working at. So yesterday I had this amazing meeting. I do love business meetings. Even if I don't get the business, it's still a large amount of knowledge and information that people share willingly. Usually when I ask, hey, what are you doing? They're trying to be secretive and protect what they know so that I don't gain their knowledge, so that I don't become more valuable. I mean, that's a normal thing people do. But when it's like a business meeting, they're open, they're sharing some numbers, idea, information. And even if I, don't get the business, I still keep the information, the knowledge, the problems, the pain points they share with me, and I can use that, either to teach you or somewhere else. So I had this meeting and it was a great meeting. I love those people, definitely would love to work with them, and I'm pretty sure at least one, if not two of those people are gonna watch this video. So I hope they want to work with me as well. But what I tried to figure out at that meeting is what do you want? Was the question basically. So the meeting started with the head of the management, the PR department, telling me what she knows about me, and I was like, yeah, that's correct. And she's like, so what can you do for us? I was like, the question is not what can I do for you, the question is what do you want me to do? And she's like, well, I don't understand the question. I was like, well, what do you want for that club to become? Who do you want to serve? Who's your ideal customer? And I felt like she doesn't know either. So let's pretend you're in a car and you want to go. So I have audience from Serbia and USA, so I'm gonna give both groups some example. So let's say you're living in the mainland USA, the lower 48, and you want to go to Nashville, Tennessee, but you don't know where it is. You do have a car, but you don't know where Nashville, Tennessee is. So how can you go there? You can press the car, you know how to drive, but you don't know where you're going. But you're like, yo, Timo, how about you come and drive for me? So I was like, cool, okay, I know how to drive, I'm good at driving, I have my own car, let's do it. And then I come and I ask you, hey, so where do you want to go? And you'd be like, well, I don't know. I thought you were the driver. Isn't it your job to figure out? I was like, no, I'm the driver. You give up the instructions, where do you want to go? And I'll drive you there. And if you're living in Serbia, then let's pretend you're going to Belgrade or Novi Sad or Subotica or whatever, and you're going from your hometown. Let's call this Bačka Topola since this is my hometown. And if you don't know where you want to go, how am I supposed to get you there? It's not about what I can do or not, it's where do you want to go? So I asked her, because it's a kind of hard thing to present. It's an abstract, hey, what do you want? So I asked her, hey, close your eyes. I actually recorded this video, but if you haven't watched it, it's totally okay. I just catch that. What's the first thing that pops to your mind when you say my name? That's what I asked her. What's the first thing that pops to your mind when you close your eyes and you say the name of the club? So let's call this the first impression experiment. I ran out of space. So, and I asked everybody at the table, there was 5 of us, what's the first thing that pops to your mind? And she said live music, and I was like, cool. And then I asked everybody else, did we all have the same first thing? Was the live music that pops to our head the first thing we said the name of the club? And I just looked at their faces, I was like, there's no need to answer. The question is, we have the wrong message. So I was telling them, hey, you have the wrong message, because if I actually tell them what's the problem, it's just too left field from what they are doing right now for them to understand that the message is not actually the problem. The problem is, who's your ideal customer? Who's your ideal customer? So how do you figure out who the fuck do you want to work with? So let's say you're a billionaire. If it's so hard for you to imagine having that much money, let's pretend I give you the fuck you check. So what is a fuck you check? It's, hey, I made enough money doing what I love. I no longer have to take anybody who pay me. I just take people as my clients who I want to work with. That's the fuck you check. So let's pretend you have that fuck you check in your wallet. So who do you want to work with? Or better question, who do you not want to work with? So I asked them, well, who do you want at the club? And they say young people. And I was like, more specific. They're like between 20 and 40. I was like, that more specific. They're like, I don't understand what you're asking me. I'm like, who do you accept in the club? They're like, we accept everybody. I was like, wrong answer. Because I can give you a number of people who you will not accept in the club. I was like, do you accept people who come in their like sweatpants? They're like, no. Obviously you don't accept everybody in the club. I was like, so who do you want to work with? So why is that important? So here in Serbia, there's like a couple of questions when it comes to nightclub. It's like, you can either bring live music or DJ. And if you bring DJs, is it Serbian music or international music, in brackets American music? You know? So you have those questions and they don't have the answer to the question because each of those have its different market. For me, I mostly prefer DJ with American music. Probably because I spend a lot of time in America, but I did prefer that even before ever thinking going to America was possible. But so if you advertise to me, hey, just live music, I don't care. And you're just wasting your time and money and resources, manpower, anything on me because I don't care about live music. You know? It's just don't care. It's not like I have my earbuds on me when I go out to party. If I don't like the music, I put my earbuds on and I play my own music. I hang out with my friends because that's why I went there. But I don't care about the music. So that's why I asked them, like, so once you figure out who your ideal customer is, then we can create a message to target those ideal customers. Like, we will not post photos or videos about, let's say they want live music. So live music, live, whatever. Yes. DJ, no. So we will not post photos of DJ, but we'll about live music. Why? Because we want people who listen to live music to come. So I gave an example about this one club I was working at. So their social hall is what they're calling the main stage. And they are known for accepting everybody who wants to come over there and present their, music. Now, I even told them, it was like a couple of years ago, I was like, that's not a good idea. And they're like, yes it is, that's what we're known for. I was like, well, you're known for a wrong thing. But I was just a kid, so I had zero influence on what's going on there. And now, by the way, 2 years later, they are restructuring, but I'm not the guy who says, told you so. But anyways, so I gave an expensive, so 1 week there was like a drink party. It was so many people, by the martial law, like we could not fit more people inside a club. And the next, there was this like stupid like kids songs or whatever. There was like 10 people over there. And now they're wasting money, they're spending money, they're losing money. Why? Because you have to pay the electricity, the property, the rent, the artist, the staff. Like, you have to have employees there because you don't know how many people will come. You also spend money on advertising and like creating those photos and pictures and stuff like that. And like, you just wasted a lot of money because you don't know who your ideal customer is, you know? So I gave them that example. I was like, I don't want that at a club. And they're like, well, we have to cater to everybody. I was like, no, you don't. Like, you cater to people you want there. So this one gentleman, he's like the owner, he's like, well, we don't want old people who's gonna hit on girl in front of the restaurant. I was like, okay, so what kind of music those people listen to? And he told me, and I was like, well, don't play that music. You know, don't advertise that music because those people will come. So it was like a really, really, really long conversation about the message. I call it the message because, like I said, this is like too much left field. Because, you know, everybody wants everybody to come, and I was like, no, you don't want everybody to come. You know, like, not every single person's worth the same amount. You know, like, I know my friends, like, when I go out, depending on the day, I'll just have one beer. And if you're in America, that's $6. If you're in Serbia, that's $1 or $2, depending on where you go. Well, my friends would be like, yo, I'll take 7 or 8 beers, depending on how well he's, like, depending on his mood. So he's worth 7 times more than I am. You want him in your club, not me. You know? Like, my other friend is a bottle service guy. He doesn't want to go out unless we order a bottle. You want my friend, that guy, not me. Why? Because I'm definitely not gonna order a bottle 2 or 3 on my table. You know? You want him. He's gonna spend a lot of money. You know? So that's why you don't take everybody, because I take the same amount of space. I require the same amount of work to be brought to your club as that guy. Maybe even more, because I'm not the type of guy who drinks, but he is. So you spend your time chasing him, not me. So that's why I was like, hey, who's your ideal customer? Then based on who your ideal customer is, then we can create a message, we can find those people, and we can bring them to the club. So, how do you do that? You ask yourself, who do I want to work with? If I was a millionaire, a billionaire, or I had a fuck you check, and you could work with people you want, and not work with people you don't like, who do you want to work with? And once you identify who do you want to work with, then your content, your ads, your programs, your clubs, your message, your everything becomes so clear and easy to create. So if you go check any of my previous videos, you will see that my videos are for people who are new in marketing. Go ahead, pause this video and check my previous video. Like, I don't talk about why we put, you know, the opt-in form on the right, or why the red button is red. And the reason for why we don't put the opt-in form on the right is because people scroll on the right so it's closer to their mouse, so they don't have to move as much. Like, because it's just too much information, it's a next level, and it's not as important for you. You know, how would I provide value to you the most is my question. And it's their question they should be asking themselves. How do I provide value? And to know what your customer needs, you have to know who he is. So I told them there are 2 options we can do. So this is the customers they have, and this is what they want. So either we can move this over here and have them presenting what customers want. You know, if customer wants live music, then let's put live music over here. Live music. Or if they want the DJ to come to play at the party, then we need to present the message that attracts people who want DJ. So who wants the DJ? Students want the DJ. All the people want the live music. So how do we attract students? Well, I can tell you how to attract male students. By bringing the female students to your club. So how does one bring female students to the club? You give them free entry. You give them free drinks. You make it about them. You post content about cocktails. Because who drink cocktails? I'll tell you, here in Serbia, male macho men do not drink cocktails. Only girls drink cocktails. So if I post recipes for the cocktail, like not the entire ingredient or how much does it go inside, but just like a general, hey, inside the AMF you have those 4 spirits. So what are the 4 spirits? You have the vodka, you have gin, you have tequila, and you have rum. And you have like the blue color, why is that so hard to say? And then you have like the lime juice and a little bit of ice. Boom, there you go. It's not that difficult. Or we can post content about people actually making the cocktails and then posting the photo of the content. So one thing can present 2 or 3 or 4 content. So we can post a video of that guy making cocktail. Then we can take a photo of that cocktail we can post. And then we can Photoshop that photo on a story and put a little bit of text of what's inside it. So we have free content about the one thing, the guy making cocktail. But if you do not know that you want the female students in your club because they attract the male students to the club, then how am I supposed to create content for you? So I asked them, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me just to post content for you? Do you want me to create content for you? Do you want me to educate on how you want to run? Because I can do all of that. And not because I'm smart, but because I actually did this. And I was mentored by people who already did that. And because I invested in a program that's around this. It's called Social Media Marketing Agency. And because I want to have my own SMMA one day, so I will take them as a client if they want me for several reasons. One, I really enjoy working with those people. 2, it's a good learning experience about what's the pain points of business like this. So when I actually have my own business, I'll be like, yo, this is what I did. Like, I have this resume. And I know what your pain points are because my previous clients or my current clients have also the same problem. So I know how to fix them. And this is how you fix them. So one of those two, either we give our audience what they want, or we find the audience that's interested in what we have to offer. We can't have both. They do want both. But we can't have both. We can one of those two. Either the audience who wants what we have to give, or we have to create what our audience want. One of those two. Can't have both. Sorry. Just can't. It's not how life works. So, if you want to learn how to do all this, you can do it all by yourself by buying this book. It's called Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. He's one of my mentors who taught me stuff like this. Like, I have 4 of his books, and the 5th one's coming out this year. I'm definitely going to buy it. and I have his programs and stuff like that. And so he's amazing, guys. So if you do wanna learn it by yourself, then you can get the expert secret. It's gonna be the second link below. Or if you want him to help you out, to figure it out, to structure it, then you can click the first link below and join the One Funnel Away challenge. And then you can have him, Julie Stoyan, and Steven Larson, all free, helping you out. You become part of this community, and I'm also part of that community. I participate in the first ever One Funnel Away challenge, so I can help you out inside that community as well, how to figure this stuff and how to proceed further. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, because it's a valuable knowledge. Most of your friends will need it either now or in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.